Everyone is waiting for the next AI model. GPT 5.6, Claude Mythos, Gemini 4. But what if you don't need a better model at all? What if you could take the models you already pay for, combine them into something smarter, and actually outperform every one of them individually? That's exactly what Hermes Agent's mixture of agent feature does. And according to Hermes bench score, this combination scores higher than both Claude Opus 4.8 and GPT 5.5 running alone. Today, I will show you exactly how this works. Imagine you are a CEO of a company. Before making $1 million question, you don't ask just one employee. You ask your architect, your operations lead, your security engineer. Everyone gives their opinion. Then you make the final decision. That's exactly what mixture of agent is. Here's what happens behind the scenes. It all starts with your prompt, like build a CRM application. Instead of sending it to a single model, Hermes Agent sends it to multiple reference models in parallel, acting as an advisor. These advisors all look at the same prompt independently. They don't use any tools or modify your project. They simply analyze the problem and share the reasoning with the next stage. Next comes the aggregator. It reads the advice sent by every reference model and combines their best ideas with original prompt and makes the decision on the final approach. Since the aggregator is the acting model, it's the only model that can call tools, read files, run terminal commands, or edit code. Finally, after gathering multiple perspectives and executing required tools, the aggregator generates a single response that you see. So, from your perspective, you are just chatting with one AI assistant. But behind the scenes, it's really a team of models collaborating together before giving you a final answer. Now that you understand the architecture, configuring it is surprisingly simple. You can configure a mixture of agents in multiple ways, either through Hermes desktop application or a dashboard or through terminal commands. Today, I will show you how to configure it through desktop application. Just type Hermes desktop and hit enter. This will start your desktop application. This is the desktop application that would open. In the top right corner, you can see the settings. Just open the settings. In the settings, just scroll down and here you would find the mixture of agents. To set the reference model, just select the provider that you want and then select the model. My reference model 1 is a DeepSeek V4 Flash and my second reference model is a MiniMax M2.7. And for aggregator model, I'm using OpenAI's GPT 5.4. You can add more reference model just by clicking on add reference model. And also one interesting thing is you can have multiple presets of mixture of agents. That means you can have different presets for different types of tasks. Like for coding related tasks, you can have a different set of reference models and the aggregator model. Let's say for your finance related research tasks, you can have a different preset of reference models and aggregator model. And based on the task you are working on, you can select a specific preset of mixture of agents. And now, once you're done adding your models, just click the save button and all these configurations should be saved. In your config.yaml file, you will see these configurations added for mixture of agents. This reference max token fields in this config, I feel it's very important because it controls how much advice a reference model can write. Lower values make advisors more concise. As the aggregator only needs key insights, so lower value usually means faster turns while preserving the answer quality. According to Hermes docs, keeping 600 as the value for reference max tokens gives you faster responses as well as concise advice. You can experiment with this value and see what works best for your use case. Alright, let's see mixture of agents in action. I will start a chat in terminal, type in Hermes, press enter. To use the mixture of agent, Just type slash MoA and I will be giving this prompt. Build a Kanban board for a solo YouTube creator. I will hit enter. As soon as I send the prompt, Hermes fans it out to both the reference models in parallel. They're analyzing the same exact problem independently without influencing each other. One thing I like about Hermes is that you can actually watch what each reference model is thinking in real time. This gives you visibility into how different models approach the same problem. As you can see over here, both of our reference model have given their outputs. Our aggregated model, GPT 5.4, receives the reasoning along with my original prompt. It doesn't just copy either of the response, it synthesizes the strongest idea into a single solution. You can see our task is still in planning and design phase, and both the reference model are actually acting as a critic and specifying details that our aggregator model had missed. To understand how it works, imagine asking three senior engineers how they would solve the same problem. One immediately spots the security issues, another worries about scalability, and the third one optimizes for developer experience. None of them are wrong, they are simply biased by experience. LLMs behave exactly the same way. Each model has different strengths, different weaknesses, and different reasoning patterns. Mixture of agents doesn't average them. It lets one model learn from other before committing to an answer. That's why the final response is often better than any individual model alone. Alright, our agent worked on this task for around 14 minutes. Let's see what we got. It's a single page application. It has created around 7 workflow columns which are kind of related to a YouTube content creator workflow. We can edit the cards. A card can have a title, notes, the column, priority, a due date, tags, and then a checklist for every task. Let's cancel this. We can move around the cards too. Let's try search 30 day. Okay. Yeah, search is also working fine. Columns, priority. So we can filter by tags too. We can add a card to give a title, notes, tutorial, let's say add item. Okay, save card. Okay, and we have some stats too for our Kanban board, and all this data is persisted in local browser storage. Overall, with just a one-liner prompt, it did a good job on this task. Before you go and enable this for everything, there are a few trade-offs you should know. Mixture of agents isn't a free upgrade. You are asking multiple models to reason for every prompt. So naturally, there are some costs. First one is obvious. It costs more. If you configure two reference models and one aggregator, Hermes makes multiple model calls for every reasoning step. You are paying for multiple perspectives instead of one. Hermes does preserve prompt caching, so the extra costs come from the additional reference calls rather than the broken cache. The second trade-off is speed. Hermes has to wait for all the reference models to finish before the aggregator model starts generating the answer. The third one is diminishing returns on small tasks. Not every task benefits from multiple opinions. If you are asking what's 15 multiplied by 27, all the models are going to give the same answer. Having three experts agree on basic arithmetic doesn't make it more correct. Where a mixture of agent really shines is where there are multiple valid approaches for things like architecture, design reviews, planning, debugging, or research. And lastly, choosing the wrong models. More models doesn't automatically mean better answers. If your reference models all think the same way, you are not gaining much. The real value comes from using models with different strengths. The diversity of perspectives is what actually improves the final answer, not simply adding more models. So, just to wrap up everything, my recommendation is pretty simple. Don't use mixture of agent for everything. Use it when the extra reasoning really matters. Large architectural decisions, complex debugging, code reviews, migration planning, or research. Those are the kind of problems where getting multiple opinions can easily justify the additional cost. So, here's my challenge for you. Pick up a problem you have already solved with a single model, run the exact same prompt with mixture of agent. Don't change anything else. Compare the output side by side and let me know in the comments how did it go. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.